Richard. Yes. You need to mute your phone.
Okay.
If you'll mute it. Thank you. Okay.
At this time, I call the meeting of order for identification first week.
With us, we have, is Pastor Donnie Driggers here? Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day and for this time to be together, to gather and work and do the work of the government. We ask you to bless this meeting and all those who are here this evening, and we ask especially that you pray for those people in Texas who are impacted by the latest natural disaster, hurricane. Again, we ask you to bless these proceedings. In your son's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Come for a pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. This time, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the June 11, 2024 council meeting.
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. And next, I'll entertain a motion for to accept the June 2024 financial report.
So moved.
Have a second? A second. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Okay, next on our agenda, we'll have the recognition of Tina Ellis and induction of Miss Patty Norris as the town clerk treasurer.
Mayor and Council, I'd like to present Patty Norris as the town's new clerk treasurer. She's been trained by Tina Ellis for the last year or so to prepare for this role, and we think she's going to do a great job. Miss Ellis decided that she wanted to be out of town on the second Tuesday of the month for the first time in 13 years, so we can't blame her for not wanting that free Tuesday evening. So we will recognize her at a later date after she's come back to town. But she's done a great job. The town has been in great financial shape for the last 10 years. She just did a really great job. She kept a firm, tight financial control over the town in a very positive way, and she's leaving big shoes to fill. But again, Patty can certainly fill those. So we look forward to having her here.
I appreciate that, Robin. I'd just like to say, echo a little bit of time I had with Tina. It was very pleasant and very well versed in everything that she's done in helping me get into this job. And Patty, we look forward to being able to work with you. Appreciate what you do for this town. Thank you. Okay, at this time, we'll have a presentation of Sherrall's 44th Tree City USA Award. At that time. Thank you.
It is that time.
Yeah.
Yes. So I will eventually ask for a picture of everyone, Mr. Wolf, all of you, Mayor, everybody that's worked on this. And I'm going to ask Benny right now to hold this up. So you can see, this is your Tree City banner, and Sherrall has done 44 years of Tree City. They were the first city in South Carolina to be a Tree City. They would have led Columbia. We spoke with Mr. Wolf. There was a slip up, and Columbia now has gotten in the lead. But I hope maybe, I'm going to pass this off, that Sherrall could step into the lead with a tree growth award, which from what I know, Columbia has not gotten. So that we can discuss. It's just the accrual of 10 points through certain activities that the city does. And we have a tree growth award, and besides being first in that, it could be the first competing with Columbia to get a tree growth award. So I would be really keen on that. But 44 years, Tree City is an Arbor Day Foundation program, started in the 70s. And it just recognizes cities and their work on their city trees. They try and maintain a good tree canopy. They help citizens, residents, visitors within the city. In the Forestry Commission, we want our trees to be worked, and that's what trees do within the city. So there are 4 standards, and I'm just going to briefly go over it. You have to have a public tree ordinance that dictates essentially thou shalt not prune, harm public trees. You need a permit to remove them. If you do remove them without permit, there's going to be enforcement, a fine, etc. And a tree board, this is volunteers, 5, 7, 9, that assist the city in their tree care needs. This is within the ordinance. So those are 2 things. You need to pay $2 per capita on tree care, which is astonishingly easy because tree care is astonishingly expensive. Trying buying a chainsaw or contracting out to get a tree removed, and you're pretty much there on that. And then 4, we celebrate Arbor Day, and that is the mayor's. Mayor Bird's job on any Arbor Day, and a mayor can proclaim any of the 365 days to be an Arbor Day. South Carolina, it's the first Friday in December. The rest of the country is the 3rd Friday in April. But any day can be dedicated an Arbor Day. Mayor Bird would read and sign a proclamation, get his picture and the signed proclamation in paper, and you've got your 4 standards. And they've maintained 44 years of this. So work on the tree collector work, get a little bit of extra shine on this. So I'm going to see you guys, if you would please step down, and I'm going to ask Mr. Benny to take a picture. And this will be posted in the Forestry Commission magazine and on their Facebook site. So I need to make sure I got this backwards. So you can be at the end. Okay. You can be at the end, and sir, yeah, anybody at the end. So and I'm going to sneak in here. No, you guys. There we go. You guys are all together.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, everybody look up. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. And wait.
No, I know. You get the professional photo on this one.
All right. 1, 2, 3. And then one more. 1, 2, 3. All right, beautiful. Thank you.
This is yours, and I will give you the box that has your very solid.
Thank you so much for that.
No, thank you guys. 44 years is a huge achievement.
Glad to be the tree city.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Okay, along with our agenda. All right, this time we'll have comments from Ms. Janet Kerrigan regarding Caston Park. Janet, also.
I'd also like to add that I believe it was Margaret Wanamaker who was instrumental in Sherrall becoming a true city. That's Ann Pate's mother. And I believe her sister-in-law also was instrumental in making Sherrall a true city. So without those ladies, I'm not sure there would have been 44 years. Quickly, I appreciate the moment. This is what democracy is to be able to address my elected officials. Part of our job as voters is to question what you do. It's called democracy. Many of us have seen the error of other people thinking our ways were wrong going, have judged, pilloried, castigated, and put all kinds of horrible things on Facebook, which is not the place to put town's discussions. It should be here. And that's why I have always come to y'all to talk to y'all respectfully. And I took a page from your book. Mr. Johnson said, if you want to know something, come. We'll answer your questions. The problem is, it hasn't always been posted. The information hasn't always been accurate in the posting, in the agendas. Agendas have not been posted for town briefings ever until 2023, July of 2023. I've done word searches of agendas for the town of Cheraw prior to 2021. You can't find anything. I approached our town manager and asked him, he goes, you probably aren't going to find too much. Let me read. South Carolina Code of Laws, unannotated. Title 30, Public Records. Chapter 4, Freedom of Information Act. Short title. Section 30-4-50. Findings and purpose. And for you, Mayor and Ms. Gavin, y'all haven't been in office long enough to have the benefit of what the other council members have had. Municipal training about open records. But it's important. It states, the General Assembly of South Carolina finds that it is vital in a democracy society that public business be performed in an open and public manner so that citizens shall be advised of the performance of public officials and the decisions that are reached in public activity and the formulation of public policy. Toward this end, provisions of this chapter must be construed so as to make it possible for citizens or their representatives to learn and report fully the activities of their public officials. How many people here live adjoining Caston Park? If you stand up. Have y'all ever been asked by the city or any town officials? No. Thank you. That's not democracy. This is South Carolina. There's so much history here. Where would we be in 2024 if in 1774 South Carolinians went up, not going to show up for the battle? That's not what South Carolinians do. They get the information, they trade it, they share it. That's democracy. But I think there's a misunderstanding about, we're not asking, I can't speak for anybody else. I'm not asking not to do pickleball. I think it's great. Have lots of people who play. My cousin in the state of Texas is #1. It's a great sport. All we've ever asked is to take a pause and take the time and talk to these ladies and anybody else that's adjoining Caston Park to find out what it's going to do to their lives. Question. What would you do if you suddenly found out that out of your control, under circumstances you have no control over, the value of your house may drop 25 to 40%? What would you do? Mr. Crawford, what would you do? Well, I'll wait. What would you do if you found out your house?
Go ahead with the comments, please.
Well, this is part of the comments. This is what your job is. Mr. Johnson, what would you do if you found out you did everything right, you paid your taxes, you were part of the community, and you found out your home was going to lose 25 to 40% of your value? What would you do?
Karen, I have no comment in regards to your question. If you want to discuss it outside of here.
But see, that's not democracy. The question is, I'm posing our town council. So if it would be noted that town council is not going to respond. What I'm wondering too is, this will be interesting if y'all respond to this one. In the link,
I'm sorry,
was it the comment? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Carey. All right, next up we have comments from Mr. Doug Thompson regarding the location of the pickleball court.
Hi, thanks for your time. Doug Thompson, 100 Lakeway. Following up with the confirmation that pickleball courts can change location without impacting the grants, a couple of follow-up points. Somebody said pickleball really isn't that loud, but that is not true. That's not accurate at all. There are dozens of lawsuits and cease and desist orders filed against municipalities to stop the construction or shut down existing courts because of the noise all over the country. I don't know if you guys have seen any of that. All I gotta do is Google it, it'll pop up. Pickleball sounds are typically 70 decibels. I did my homework. With some reports showing 85 decibels. Quiet residential neighborhoods are 40. So each increase of 10 decibels increases the noise, doubles it twice. So an increase of 30 decibels, that's 8 times as loud as a normal quiet neighborhood. Some of the comments from people that have filed lawsuits. It's a percussive pop. It pierces the air and carries. There's some sonic decibel sound when the ball strikes the paddle that's quite higher and much more annoying than you would expect. A pickleball strike has a higher pitch, meaning our ears catch more of the noise it makes. It's higher frequency that makes the sound of pickleball carry further. The EPA has identified 55 decibels as a maximum average noise level outside without impacting health and welfare. So EPA is 55 and pickleball is 70 to 85. That's not good. That's not good. Here's some more remarks from lawsuits that are out there now. Again, online, you can find these easily. The constant popping is borderline torture. We cannot use our outdoor space anymore. It cannot open the windows. The sounds of people playing pickleball 100 yards from her home causes severe mental suffering, frustration, anxiety. She's suing for $300,000. We're just mentioning the sound of the pickleball. We're not mentioning the traffic, the yelling, the laughing, the noise. Residents explain the noise comes through the windows and walls of his home and forces his family to leave home and go elsewhere when they just can't take it anymore. I would get splitting headaches, one lady said in her lawsuit. I cannot live a normal life, a resident says. For me, it's hell. In dozens of legal proceedings, people have successfully claimed that allowing pickleball violates local municipal codes. Here's Sherrod's code. Any loud and disturbing noise such as character, intensity, duration, as to disturb the quiet and peace of any citizen in town. The quiet and peace of any citizen in town. I submit that pickleball complex in the middle of a residential area would violate the town's noise ordinance. Has the town attorney been involved in this? Is he aware of it? All the lawsuits across the country. Was he a part of the approval process? Where will the funds come from to cover any lawyer, any attorney fees, any lawsuit litigation? Everybody's getting sued, coast to coast. This is a good article. This is a really good article. Pickleball doesn't have a noise issue. It has a planning problem. The article states pickleball courts should not be placed in residential areas, but placed in mixed-use areas or light manufacturing zones. The article does say that city officials should involve neighbors early on. We didn't do that. We didn't do that. Maybe we're listening to the wrong people. Maybe we should listen to the residents. I shouldn't have to stand up here and go through all this. I'm getting too old for this stress. I really am. But we are doing exactly what the lawsuits say we shouldn't do. Again, maybe the town attorney we can ask the town attorney about any potential legal liability. It's a mistake to put a pickleball complex in a peaceful park in the middle of a residential area. I encourage you to Google, look at the lawsuits, look at them, see who all's involved. It's South Carolina, Georgia, North Carolina, Colorado, all over. And look at those complaints and the lawsuits. And please reconsider the location of pickleball courts. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Thompson. I think our next on our agenda is not here.
They informed me this afternoon that they did not make it.
Okay. So at this time, we'll move for any citizens' comments. Any citizens' comments at this time?
I'm Dawn Coker, and I'm sure that you know what I'm here to speak about. I hope you listen today because myself and my neighbors do not feel like they're listened to about this. In fact, and I quote, "We do not have time to listen to others' opinions or we won't get anything done." okay? That floored me, that really did. I feel like that all of the citizens should be listened to. This is not gonna affect you, it's gonna affect me, my home, in my yard, okay? I have been on pickleball Facebooks all over the country doing research, which I don't know that you have. But when I said what was happening, they're like, well, this has gotta be a joke. You're putting 12 pickleball courts in a historic neighborhood. One person said, you would never do that around historical houses. They don't have the insulation. They do not have the window panes that newer homes have. So this would be the most ridiculous thing to do. I also said, like many others have said, you don't put it in a residential neighborhood. They said this was a horrible idea. They said that, one other point, that even with the windows, I don't even know that we could change that because we live under the bar, or you know what I'm talking about. We live under that, and I promise that if we have to live with pickleball noise, don't ask us to follow those. Don't make somebody wait months to come up with a plan for a paint, because we're not going to follow those. Because you're not involving us. We don't feel like we have to involve y'all. Okay? I talked with a pickleball player that played pickleball. They put in 4 courts across the street from her. She said, I cannot sell my house because of the noise. She said, if I don't sell it soon, I'm packing my stuff and I'm moving away. I have to leave my home because I can't take the mental frustration of the constant noise. And she said, I can't take it anymore. I'll have to leave my house. I've had 3 pickleball players tell me, your neighborhood is going to be hell from here on out. But once you get those, you will not have a moment's of peace. In fact, I had one say, the only thing you can do is just sell. Just sell. I don't want to sell. I love my home. I love Chiraq. I don't think I said this, I have 4 homes in that neighborhood that I pay city taxes on. And you don't feel like you don't feel like I should have been asked about this? Well, please do your research before you continue with this. I assume that you feel like, that I always feel like once we get this started, then you're going to be done with all of us. You will not be. Instead of me standing up here and asking to talk, it will be our lawyers talking to you about the noise complaints, because there are, like Doug said, there's tons of them all over the United States. If you just Google, you'll see it.
Ms. Kirker, time's up. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Any other?
Hi, everyone. My name is Robin Holland. I live at 220 High Street, which is the same address as your project. So I don't know if you know that, but my house is not your project. Anyway, I am right next door to the proposed pickleball sports complex at Caston Park. As information, I wanted to let you know that my husband sent an email to Senator Gerald Malloy this morning, letting him know what is going on with our issues here. What I really want today is for each council member, mayor, Rob, to pretend that they live at 220 High Street. You live there, and face having a sports complex built less than 100 feet from your bedroom. Just imagine trying to work from home, listening to bap, bap, bap. Imagine trying to watch TV with bap, bap, bap in the background. Imagine your street being jammed with cars trying to park. Imagine a beautiful green space that's been covered over with concrete. Imagine big lights shining in your windows, making your quiet time miserable. You didn't consider me and my family or neighbors when this plan was devised, and you didn't consider our beautiful historic neighborhood. Why don't you pretend that you're affected by this?
Thank you, ma'am. Any other citizens' comments at this time? Okay. Thank you for those comments. At this time, for council action, Rob, if you wanted to go over resolution 012025 and 022025.
So Resolution 01-2025, a resolution committing the town of Charlton to provide matching funds to the South Carolina Department of Transportation Alternatives Program. Back in 2018, we applied for one of these grants and were awarded it. It built a sidewalk down West Market Street to Chesterfield Highway. At the time, the plan was to continue that sidewalk up Moffett Road, but with that grant, the funding ran out, and then this program went away. SCDOT has reopened this program. They've only given me a few weeks to get an application together and get it in there. But this resolution would commit us to a matching amount of an estimated $114,000 to build the sidewalk up Moffett Road. However, Terrell being in a Tier 3, Tier 4 county, we are available for assistance in this grant, so it's very possible, just like the 2018 grant, that we will not have any match requirement whatsoever, but in order to apply, we have to commit the match first before they can tell us. If they do not help us financially, we'll seek out partners with the county, because this project would serve some residents in the county, in addition to a number of residents inside the town limits. I do estimate it'll serve about 808 people between apartment complexes and single-family residences, and around 200 school kids who rely on Moffett Road to get to, about 150 school kids who rely on Moffett Road to get to Terrell High School and Terrell Intermediate School. So it'll provide a nice connection.
You know how long that stretch is? Any idea how long it is?
It's about 3,000 feet.
3,000 feet.
So this would, when it come down on Market Street Extension, it'll go all the way from Market all the way to number 9.
So it'll make an L-shaped loop between the two connections. It'll also shorten walking distances to hospitals, schools, commercial areas for those residents. And I did not bring it with me, but on the application, Google Maps caught in 2022 a resident walking along the shoulder of the road with a car only a couple feet away as it went past. DOT supports the project as well.
Do I have a motion to accept the resolution?
I'll second.
Second motion. Any questions, discussion on it? Okay, call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Resolution 022025, Rob.
This is a resolution authorizing the town manager to enter into a contract with Greenberg Fair to design recreation improvements at Erica Park. This contract would start the process of designing improvements for Erica Park at the vacant 10 acres adjacent to the park now. This contract does include the design of improvements with the new park expansion and also existing facility renovations. There's some issues out there with restrooms and other infrastructure at the current park that need to be addressed as well. Total contract price is just shy of $300,000 with architectural engineering fees typically are 8 to 12% of a project, so it is right in line with what I would expect. And it is budgeted in this year's budget.
A motion from the council for resolution 022025.
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Any question or discussion on that? Call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Okay. Next up, we have a request by Utility Director Doug Stowe to approve water and sewer taps outside the town limits. Rob, you want to speak on that?
So, per town policy, any outside water or sewer tap is considered a new contract with an individual customer. We've had several appear over the last couple of weeks, including vacant land on Oak Street, which is the applicant seeks to develop some vacant land that's kind of used as a junkyard right now into 4 residences. So he would require 4 sewer taps. Out on Highway 9 across from Founders, there's a commercial lot that's gone in. The applicant is seeking a sewer tap for that property. And then we have a water tap request on 213 Dogwood Circle in Reed Park where the applicant seeks a water tap for that residential lot. Doug has reviewed all of these and they can all work. He recommends we approve them.
What about, over here on, excuse me, over here on Davis Street? Is there anything that the town can do about their water or water tap can be available for over here on Davis?
Can we talk afterwards?
Okay.
I'm not familiar with that.
Okay.
All right. Get a motion on the water tap?
So moved.
A second? Yeah, second. Any question, discussion on that? All right, call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, next up, we have an appointment of John Long to the Chesterfield County Sales Tax Commission. Rob, if you want to speak on it.
Chesterfield County Council has created a 1% capital sales tax commission with the intent of having a referendum on the November ballot to allow residents in Chesterfield County to vote on a 1% sales tax. It would fund the construction of a new detention center. This sales tax commission has to operate in a very specific manner prescribed by state law, and based on our population, we have to appoint a representative to this commission. This person must live inside the town limits and cannot hold any other offices. John Long has agreed to serve as the town representative, and that committee will be responsible for formulating the question that actually appears on the ballot.
Have a motion to accept the recommendation for appointment.
So moved.
Got a second?
Second.
Second. Any question or discussion on that? Okay, we'll call for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Okay. Next is a request to increase town's matching funds for the USDA Housing Preservation Grant. Rob.
So we run a housing repair program for low to moderate income homeowners. These grant funds come from the United States Department of Agriculture, and each time we do it, we pledge $5,000 in matching funds. I'm requesting that we increase this amount to $25,000. This is due to increased construction costs, and we need to be able to meet our obligations under the grant agreement. I did have some good news this morning as well, that Duke Energy has received approval from the Public Service Commission to be able to assist us on this project as well. We're going to try to get them in on this round of grant funding, so we may not even have to spend this money, but that's still working through the stages. We are on a timeline with this grant, so I am requesting that potential increase.
So that has been $5,000 in the past month, and we're asking to increase that to $25,000 just because of
It's construction costs have gone up.
and potential help from Duke.
Yes.
With that. Get a motion on the matching funds. A second? Second. Any question or discussion?
Mayor, the match, is it 1-for-1?
Our grant was $198,000. So we're still, we're going from 5% to roughly 10%.
Any other questions, discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. All right, next is a request from Sherall Police Department to create evidence technician position. Rob.
This is a request from Chief Julius Riley to create the position of evidence tech within our investigations department. We have a lot of young officers right now, so they estimate it will be 3, possibly 4 years before we'll be able to promote someone to the rank of investigator. This person would be responsible for handling evidence at crime scenes and also transporting it to and from Columbia or any other prosecutorial needs. Our current setup, the way evidence is handled, it does create quite a few inefficiencies because say there's a case that involves a piece of evidence, anyone who has handled that piece of evidence has to go to that case to testify and maintain that chain of custody. So the goal is that this is going to simplify it. We also had a situation recently where there was a homicide, and because investigators had to stay at the scene to secure evidence and secure the scene, they were unable to make it out to the victim before they passed away. And we want to again increase those efficiencies and make sure we can meet all our needs. And this position would replace a vacant investigator position that again we don't think can be filled for 3 or 4 years.
So this person would be called in that situation to come and do the evidence immediately, which probably would allow our investigators and ones on the scene to maybe do other things, follow down leads, investigate the part without being tied to that strictly.
Yes, particularly trying to track down witnesses, interview witnesses prior to them, disappearing. Essentially.
And that would be in lieu of, right now, we don't have someone to be able to go into that investigator's file. But this would be a temporary or potential of wherever it takes us at now to get that quick fix with the evidence file.
It would help us staff up in the short term, and this person could eventually become an investigator themselves.
So would that be an administrative person, or would that fall underneath of the police department as a certified police officer?
They are a certified police officer, what's called a Class 3 police officer. So they're allowed to do investigative work, but they would have to work with a detective during the daily operations, but on a crime scene, they can do their work themselves. But they would be certified.
Right, and so would that require them to go through the regular police academy training as well?
Yes, sir. If they were to become a full investigator, they would have to go through that, but a Class 3 has its own separate training procedures.
Any other questions, discussion? Okay, this time I'll entertain a motion to approve the request for the evidence technician position.
So moved.
Have a second? Second. Any question, discussion on that? All right. Call for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes unanimously. Okay, next on our agenda is for council information. You see your activity reports there. Have any questions on that? We can discuss that later, but that's for your information. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Have a second? Any question, discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?